That seemed weird. Oh, now we find the skeletons. Okay. So they died in the control room. Oh, maybe just worked themselves to death.
What? When I opened the hatch, the air rushed in from this side.
That's true.
Because there was none inside the chamber.
But the alphas were in there.
Oh. Oh. Very astute, Aloy. Okay, so the control room. Oof. All right. Well. All right. Let's find out how this goes.
I'm locked out of core control. Alpha clearance overridden. What the hell is Omega clearance? Oh no.
Oh, no, indeed.
Sorry to alarm you, but I need you to listen, okay? To what I'm about to say.
Some of them died in their chairs.
This isn't easy. See, please, stop trying to access the system, okay? See, what this is about is, I said stop trying to access the goddamn system. And what I'm trying to say is, I can't stop thinking about the ones who come after us. Those innocents. Those blameless men and women. We're gonna give them knowledge? Like it's a gift?
Ted.
Okay,
We've talked
yeah.
about this before. Apollo has 3,000 plus fail-safe conditions.
It's not a gift, it's a disease. They're the cure, and we're gonna give them the disease. Our disease? No, we can't. And it's not too late. If we're willing to sacrifice.
It doesn't need to be like this.
It already is, Samina. I did it 3 minutes ago. I've purged Apollo. It's gone, all of it, every copy.
A sacrifice? It's not a sacrifice, it's cultural obliteration, you crazy bastard! Millennia of culture!
I'm sorry. Really, I am. But sometimes, to protect innocence...
And to prevent them from undoing what he did.
Emergency alert. Venting atmosphere.
This is where they fell. The wind shifted them when we opened the door. Oh my goodness. So he killed them all. All of the people who were custodians of Gaia. How would Gaia have reacted to that? And he is the reason why Apollo failed. Because he couldn't imagine them being more capable than him of avoiding such an obvious trap. I mean, on one hand, he did possibly... His motivations could have been sincerely pure. He could have done that because he was sincerely afraid that if they continued, that he would be burdening them with the same curiosity, the same route to this problem. But clearly, I mean, you can't say he was playing with a full deck of cards by that point. The guilt over what had happened had probably caused an immeasurable damage. His capacity to reason was probably sufficiently eroded, where this did seem like an honest sacrifice and a good one to make. Was it partially driven by a desire to erase his guilt as well? Possibly. To imagine that someone given the same knowledge as him wouldn't make the same mistake doubles down that he committed a particularly grave sin. If you accept that not everyone would make the same mistake, not everyone would armed with exactly the same tools, in the same position some millennia down the line, some future civilization in exactly the same level of development, that someone like Ted wouldn't exist who would doom the planet to failure, then Ted has to admit that he is the reason, not fate, not some trap that was just sprung on him, but he is the reason why this happened. And that was probably too much for him to be able to bear. Wow. That was... Oof. Yeah, basically, it's his fault that the future is having to rebuild from scratch. But see, that's the thing, is in figuring, oh, well, knowledge is a poison, it will lead to this outcome. That's he wasn't gifted superior knowledge of technology, and it led to this outcome. So the assumption that if you change the variables at the start of the game, that the same outcome is going to happen, literally, Ted's civilization rose from nothing. It was that, well, one would just assume that it was the first. So all he did in trying to save everyone was give them exactly the same starting parameters, or well, more or less the same starting parameters. Wow.
He killed them all.
So this is why. This is why we were trapped in benighted ignorance for an innocent future. Blameless men. He never saw the slaughter in the Sun Ring. Everything these people achieved, all the knowledge of the old ones, evaporated, turned to dust, scattered to the void, like the Alphas themselves.
No. Not a void. When the hatch unsealed and scattered their ashes on the wind, it took them out among the world they made. The world we're living in. It's a monument to what they died trying to accomplish.
A monument to oblivion.
Not oblivion,
Not
Sylens.
oblivion.
Hope.
There's a potential here, Sylens. It's not a foregone conclusion that it'll end in ignorance. Certainly not the future they hoped to achieve, but they at least achieved a future in which humans existed, so it's more than nothing. Okay, what's this? Master override. Shielded code device. Warning, contains Gaia purge routine. Once activated, this command cannot be rescinded.
The master override. It's so small.
Now all you have to do is kill Hades with it.
Yeah, you hit that on the head there. We assume this is the first civilization, but what if this happened before and we are just another civilization? Horizon may have worked before. No, exactly. That's the thing. I mean, one would assume that with their level of technology, they would have been able to tell if that had happened multiple cycles. Whilst the world was purged of all organic life, it would have left marks. Like the cauldrons, they're permanent scars on the planet that are testament to the history. But that being said, it might be some sort of like space, something from space maybe, but I suspect that it's more likely, or rather less likely that was the case, that everything had been wiped and this cycle had repeated multiple times. At least not in this particular configuration. I think it unlikely that the old ones would have been completely ignorant of that possibility, or that the existence of those markers, those whatevers. Alright, where am I going now then? Oh, I've still got to grab something in there? No, I've got to go out. Okay. Okay, now it wants me to go down this side. Very well. But that was a very interesting twist there. So not only did Ted Faro accidentally wipe out all life on Earth, he then knowingly eliminated the alphas and wiped out the sum total of human knowledge and culture in order to give it humanity a clean slate. And what happened with Hades? That's still very much a question.
The master override doesn't override gravity.
Ah, Sylens. Whoop. Okay, death it is. Very well. That's always the problem with this. It's not obvious when you can connect to things. I mean, he did warn us. But, had to test it. You never know. Maybe it could override gravity. Why not? But yeah, that's one of the problems with the zip lines is sometimes they are all over the place with when you'll connect to them or not. Sometimes, like, they're very scripted. And in the scriptedness, they're not simply, if you connect to the zip line, it'll act as normal. Like some jumps, Aloy will intentionally like hobble her leap so she connects in a certain way. And other jumps, she'll swan dive when you're like, why would you swan dive there?
That didn't sound good.
Try not to fall to your death.
So
The master override doesn't override gravity.
Really though? Do I have to not connect? I really want to try. Okay, I'm going to try once more, chat. Because I can see there is a path to my side. Gotcha! Haha!
Keep holding, keep holding.
Dunk. But there are areas over on that side. I wonder if... Was that door was open? I wonder? Because we went up here and I completely missed those handholds, I'm going to be honest. I feel a little bit silly for missing them. Let me see where that would have gone normally. Because there are handholds on this side. Oh, I can't jump up that high. You can get onto them. See those handholds there? You could come down this way. Ah! So the game would be leading you to where the last battery was. Okay, I feel a little bit less accomplished for finding it now then. Thanks, game. Taking away my victory. Scallywag you. Okay, so that is a lot of stuff to unpack. That got real very quickly. Like, up to now, a lot of the story has been a bit here, a bit there, but that was an awful lot of progress in the story all at once. That was a bit bonkers, to be fair. Oh, apparently it's still pretty easy to miss. Okay. Very easy to miss. Okay, well, I feel a little bit less terrible. Though, honestly, as much as you say that, I know you're just doing it to make me feel good. Because realistically, I imagine you would have to be a special kind of rushing and not paying attention to actually miss that. The game is literally taking you there. Pretty much every single one... You're here! Ah, man.
Here.
You missed the whole
For a
walking
moment.
through the hologram
Our
thing.
journey together has come to an end, Aloy. But before I go, I think I owe it to you to tell you the rest of the story.
Oh, go on.
Some time ago, I admitted that I'd been involved with the Eclipse. But I never told you the full extent of my culpability. The truth is, I was there at the beginning. I found Hades, Aloy, buried on that mountain, trapped in that shattered titan. And I served it.
What?
It promised knowledge and delivered. Such knowledge, you have no idea.
And in exchange?
I helped create the Eclipse. Helped it build a cult, an army to do its will.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because your success depends on knowing this.
Okay.
When I found Hades, the first thing it wanted to know about was the spire. Not Meridian. The spire. Now, why would that be?
The spire was created by Gaia.
Which part of Gaia?
Minerva. It's code-breaking module. Gaia built spires to transmit the codes that deactivated the Faro robots, shut down their biomatter conversion systems. Hades wants to send a new transmission to wake the machines so they can devour the world all over again.
Makes sense.
Yes. Based on what we've learned, that's my conclusion as well.
Probably one of the more
So the
efficient ways of
Eclipse,
doing it.
The robots they've resurrected, they're just a means to an end. An army to capture the spire.
Yes. So Hades can exterminate life all over again. Unless you stop it.
I would say that Sylens is as guilty as Ted here, because Sylens did a lot out of ignorance. Like, I can only assume that Sylens is being hunted. I can't assume that he served Hades knowing that Hades was basically trying to wipe out all life on the planet. And also, it would have been very, very silly of Hades to just say, "Hi, I'm Hades. I'm here to destroy you. Would you like to help me? I'll give you some knowledge until I destroy you." More than likely, Hades was very accommodating, very charismatic. And Sylens probably ushered in... I mean, you know, perhaps he's as guilty as Ted Faro of making a mistake and being blind by ambition and that sort of thing. But I certainly think Ted Faro is guilty of a lot more at this point, having seen what I saw and in the last, like, half an hour. Yeah. Tell me everything about you and Hades.
I want you to tell me everything. Hades, the Eclipse, everything.
It's a long story, Aloy.
Then get started.
It began with a focus, recovered from an ancient ruin, as yours was so many years ago.
Okay.
In my case, the device was heavily damaged. There was just a flicker of life in it. I spent weeks studying it, attempting repairs, until finally, I succeeded. A whole new dimension of perception revealed, right before my eyes. That's when I detected it. A faint signal. Out there, something was searching, just like I was.
A real kindred spirit.
I followed the signal to its source. A shattered titan, buried in the jungles of the Jewel.
Okay.
So you thought it was a titan? An old war machine?
I didn't know what to think. I'd seen such wreckage before. The Grave Horde, for example. But this was different. This was not quite dead. It couldn't speak when I found it, until my repairs gave it a voice. So began an exchange of knowledge. It wanted to know everything about our world, its tribes and machines. But the spire was always its foremost concern.
Okay, the spire. Hey, LJPMD. Thank you. I'm having a nice day. I hope you are as well.
What did it want to know about the spire?
Its precise location, the surrounding geography, who controlled the land. Meanwhile, Hades revealed to me many of the intricacies of ancient technology. It bid me to recover and repair more focuses. Before long, I had a couple dozen up and running.
Enough to equip a small army.
The commanders of one, anyway. I didn't care. I was learning so much. Physics, calculus. You have no idea.
Okay. Why the Karja?
And the Shadow Karja? How did they become involved?
The Karja Civil War was a happy coincidence. A perfect opportunity.
An opportunity? That's what it was to you?
Yes. Overnight, half the tribe was in exile, desperate to win back Holy Meridian. Their religion made them easy to manipulate. All I had to do was present Hades as the buried shadow of their mythology, So yes, it was an opportunity. I arranged for High Priest Bahavas to meet with Hades. Helis was there as well. And so the Eclipse was born. Anything to win back Holy Meridian.
Neither of you cared about Meridian.
But Hades didn't care about Meridian. And neither did you.
We live in a world of fallen cities and vanished tribes. What were a few more? Besides, I was too busy setting up the cult's focus network to Hades' specifications. A thrilling technical challenge, especially with the alterations I included of my own design.
The ability for you to spy on them.
Yes, I may have been foolish enough to serve Hades, but I was never so foolish that I trusted it.
Okay.
I installed what the ancients used to call a back door in the network. Secret access, empowering me to monitor all activity and communications.
Why did you betray them, though? Well, did you figure out that Hades... Well, he seemed as surprised as we were as we learned what Hades was, but...
What made you turn on Hades? It certainly wasn't your conscience.
Actually, I was troubled the first time I saw the Eclipse raise an ancient war robot with my technology. I questioned Hades about its intentions.
A little late.
Indeed. I'd already outlived my usefulness. When I completed work on the Focus Network, Hades summoned me to receive my reward. The next moment, I heard it broadcast my kill order. I've been a fugitive ever since.
I see. When did you find out about Aloy?
So when did I come into this? Our path together?
When Olin stumbled on you. System threat detected. That got my attention. A kill order against a savage Nora girl? Why would Hades bother with that? But then I saw that this Nora girl was wearing a focus and bore an uncanny resemblance to a great scientist of the old world. Helis moved quickly. I thought you were dead. But then I detected your focus inside the Nora mountain. The more I observed you, the more convinced I became of your extraordinary nature and usefulness. Through you, I could finally discover the secrets of the Earth. I vowed to do everything I could to ensure your success. The rest, as they used to say, is history.
I'm not entirely sure that he did what he could to fix his mistakes. I'm not even sure that Sylens is acting altruistically at this point. In fact, I'm fairly certain he isn't. My gut tells me that Sylens isn't acting altruistically. I don't think he's just trying to fix things. I don't think he's telling us now about the Hades thing. He only told us, like you said, because there was information there that would help us. And us succeeding is important. I think Sylens is still searching. The only reason that he's helped us at all is because he needed us.
The things you've done in the pursuit of knowledge, Sylens. Pure recklessness.
Aloy, this wasn't a confession to elicit your judgment.
Oh no.
Unbelievable.
I've done all I can. From here on out, the rest is up to you.
Okay.
Take my lance. Fit the master override to it, and you have a means of injection.
Then I just need to get close enough to Hades' skull to stab it in?
Exactly.
Oh, no problem. Sylens! Where will you go?
Elsewhere and everywhere. There's so much more to discover before the world ends.
And all this?
I leave it to you, of course. As it turned out, it was yours all along. I was merely trespassing.
What? Interesting, so-and-so. That was sincerely fascinating. There are more things here, okay. 3 new points of something for me to look at. But first, let's craft the lance. Obviously, he will go to the sequel, lol. I would very much hope so. I don't know what the sequel's going to be at all, but what a waste of a character if he isn't. Okay, +1 master override removed. Obtained a Sylens lance. Skill point. I don't need it. The looming shadow. Let's have a look. Go to the Palace of the Sun. Level 34. Oh, wait, I've got to have a look at that. First meeting. Duplicate focus data. Silence. Error. Ident tags missing. Unverified format. Data integrity unknown.
I traveled far to find you. I heard your transmission. It was you, wasn't it?
Entity is not known.
I'm called Sylens, and you are. I don't think you'd have called out if it wasn't something you wanted. You called, I responded. Will you tell me your name?
Hades.
You are a creation of the ancients. A war machine?
Define timeline.
Time? Ah. It is the 13th king of the Karja Sundom's reign.
Define Karja.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Were you created by the ancients? I wonder how long you waited here, buried, until I chanced upon you. How long you'd have to wait for another. You're obviously very powerful, but you're not going to get anywhere without me.
Titan Flame merely houses intellect. Define Karja.
Now that's more like it.
Okay.
Task is complete.
Yes. The focus network is active, built to your specifications. Check it yourself if you must. I'll wait. But I remind you of the reward you've been withholding. Quantum processing.
Oh.
Data has been compiled. Volume too great for transfer.
How inconvenient for me.
Come before me. You shall receive your reward.
Very well.
Helis. Threat detected inside Eclipse.
Speak its name, O Shadow, and it will die.
You will eliminate this one. Silence.
Silence. Yes. A truth whispered at night is seen in the day. He was never one of us. It will be done.
Oh. So Sylens wanted... Oof, quantum computing, that's... For him to even understand that, his level of knowledge must be staggering. Much more than I was actually aware of. Like when he said, oh, I knew such things, I learned physics and calculus, like, I didn't quite appreciate that it was that advanced level.
They're coming.
Preparations are complete.
Ah, Lucent Bahavas. Behold, as I promised you. What?
Manner of great machine is this? I've never seen such a thing. Stay! Stay your ground, Karja in shadow!
Incorrect. Bow before the buried shadow.
The buried shadow, I don't understand.
Did Araman understand the glint hawk that perched upon the alight?
It speaks scripture.
Araman followed the shadow cast from the spire.
To the mesa where Holy Meridian was founded.
You will follow the shadow once more.
I am a righteous man, chosen of the sun. But in times of need, the powers of shadow can accomplish what the sun alone cannot. Will you return to us what is ours, O Shadow of Prophecy?
An army is required. Obey, and Meridian is yours.
Of our obedience you can be certain.
Wow, that was ridiculously easy. That was ridiculously easy. Okay.
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Derval, I know he'll defend the city. But the spire...
Well. A little bit bonkers that it was that easy to I am literally the devil. Oh, well, I serve God. No, you will serve me so that you can serve God. Wait, what? Yes, you were exiled from your city. I will give it back to you. Just need to follow me. The devil. I can't help but think that this is a bad move, because literally I've been told you're evil. You need a little bit of evil so the good shines all the brighter. Okay, yeah, sounds legit. That sounded wrong. How? What? No. No. But, before we get down to that, we're going to have a very brief tea break. An exceptionally brief one. Probably not even going to pop on the tea break timer. Just going to turn on the tea break overlay just for like a minute. I'll be right back.